its one nation means. The flag of freedom, rising on the blood of our martyrs, waves with honor, pride and glory all over Karabakh. As you know, 45 days ago, we bid farewell to a great poet who was originally from Karabakh. Merhum, the late Yavuz Bülent Bakiler, expressed his longing for Karabakh with the following lines. I can enter your soil with flags. I'm longing for Karabakh, like lovers. I can die for Karabakh. If everything ends one day without me seeing Karabakh, I don't want bands or big wreaths. I only ask Allah to give my soul some peace. Well, just let a few handful of blessed soil of Karabakh be sprinkled over me. Poets wrote such poems filled with longing for Karabakh for years. Under the resolute, determined leadership of my brother Ilham, the Azerbaijani army liberated Karabakh from occupation and put an end to the fire burning in the hearts of people for 30 years. It's thanks to Allah today, from Lachin to Shusha, from Zangilan to Hankendi, and from Hocalı to Fuzuli, there is peace, there is development, there is prosperity and freedom in every single soil, piece of land of Karabakh. Inshallah, this climate of peace and security will continue to strengthen. My valuable friends, distinguished guests, the Karabakh victory not only ended a great injustice that wounded consciences, but also opened doors to a new era in our region. The homeland war also changed the geopolitical balances in Asia and Europe. We neither hold grudges nor allow the pains of the past to be repeated. Therefore, we consider this victory not as an end, but as a milestone on the road to lasting peace in the Caucasus. We believe that the establishment of peace in the Caucasus will serve the prosperity of the entire region, from Asia to Europe. I would especially like to emphasize one point here. We're very hopeful and optimistic about lasting peace. We appreciate the sincere efforts of my brother Ilham Aliyev for the establishment of lasting peace. We're also happy to see the courageous steps taken by Prime Minister Pashinyan of Armenia. Inshallah, this tremendous victory will result in a lasting agreement that will consolidate peace and tranquility in the region, thanks to the constructive attitude of both leaders. As Turkey, we will continue to do whatever is required of us in this regard. At this point, we take pride in the progress achieved by Azerbaijan, both in its region and beyond. Our exceptional relations are strengthened every day with concrete and strategic projects. As you will remember, We crowned our cooperation with the Azeri Çırak Güneşli project of the century and the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan crude oil pipeline, Şahdeniz and TANAP. So we crowned our cooperation with these projects and further reinforced it with the commissioning of the Iğdır-Nahçıvan natural gas pipeline. We're now striving to take this cooperation further and expand its scope. We hope that the new routes to be established in the Caucasus will increase transportation and energy transmission opportunities. We need to further develop the east-west middle corridor crossing the Caspian Sea with investments for the benefit of all our brothers and sisters. I believe that we will take much further steps together with Azerbaijan to use the Baku-Tbilisi-Kars railway line in the most efficient way. Distinguished brothers and sisters, Azerbaijan is making great efforts for the reconstruction of the region, especially Karabakh, the safe return of the people, and the restoration of destroyed cultural and religious heritage. Together with my brother Ilham and my brother Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif of Pakistan, we visited parts of Karabakh. I personally witnessed the mobilization for development and investment throughout Karabakh after the victory. I saw on-site airports, roads, bridges, tunnels, railways, houses, rising buildings, agricultural and transportation projects. Under the leadership of my brother Ilham, I closely observed what dear Azerbaijan can achieve. Once again, I say, Mashallah, Barakallah. Of course, what we have seen is just the beginning. Inshallah, more will follow. With its magnificent beauty, Karabakh will once again become the shining star of the region. During this process, we will provide all the required support to Azerbaijan. In addition to our bilateral cooperation with Azerbaijan, we also continue our unity and solidarity within the Organization of Turkic States. With the participation of all members of our family council at the highest level, we held our 12th summit in Gebele in October. I'm pleased that the decision I called for at the summit, the declaration of December 15th as World Turkic Language Day, has been enforced by UNESCO. Our solidarity with Azerbaijan will, inshallah, gain even more momentum during Azerbaijan's term presidency of the organization. I wish Azerbaijan every success in all the work to be conducted. With the unwavering support of Azerbaijan, I hope the position of the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus within the Turkic world will be strengthened. May Allah help and protect us. With these thoughts, I once again commemorate with mercy our martyrs who watered the land with their blood in the homeland war and express my gratitude to our veterans. Likewise, I once again remember and commemorate with gratitude all the martyrs of the Caucasian Islamic Army who liberated Baku from occupation in 1918, especially Gazi Namdar Şehidi Ala Enver Pasha and his brother Nuri Killigil Pasha. So I remember and commemorate them once again with gratitude. Taking this opportunity, I sincerely congratulate your 19th November State Flag Day. I greet you all with my most heartfelt feelings. Thank you, and may Allah protect you.
Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Mr. Muhammad Shehbaz Sharif.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul ya ibadiyallazina asrafu ala anfusihim la taqnatu min rahmatillahi innallaha yaghfiru dhunuban jami'a. Sadaqallahu Mawlana al-Azim. My dear brother, President Ilham Aliyev, my dear brother, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, my dear brother Sheikh Hamdan Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Crown Prince of Dubai, UAE, heroic personnel of the armed forces of Azerbaijan, my Azerbaijani brothers and sisters, esteemed dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon. I am grateful to my dear brother President Ilham Aliyev for his gracious invitation and the warm hospitality extended to me and my delegation on this joyous occasion. I bring with me the heartfelt greetings of the people of Pakistan who equally share the pride and joy of their Azerbaijani brothers and sisters on this historic day, celebrating the 5th anniversary of the glorious victory in the 44-day patriotic war. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan, Azerbaijan and Turkey, three brothers whose hearts beat together, are present here today along with our brothers from UAE, standing shoulder to shoulder, celebrating this momentous occasion. And what a proud and scintillating sight it is right here to witness our valiant armed forces marching beside their Azerbaijani and Turkish brothers as the skies come alive with the roar of the JF-17 Thunder jets, a resounding symbol of our enduring friendship, which has, alhamdulillah, grown from strength to strength over these years. Ladies and gentlemen, I am also reminded of the Azerbaijani and Turkish military contingents that proudly marched alongside the Pakistani armed forces in Islamabad amid tremendous applause on the 14th of August this year, when we celebrated Marka-e-Haq to commemorate our historic victory in the four-day war with India. I vividly recall memories of my own childhood. Ladies and gentlemen, I recall my good old memories of my childhood when my late father shared stories of the struggle and sacrifice of our forefathers and their conviction and self-belief that led to the creation of Pakistan in 1947. Today, as I witness your radiant faces and shining eyes, those cherished childhood memories are being refreshed in my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, our national poet, Dr. Allama Muhammad Iqbal, a guiding light of our freedom struggle, beautifully expressed in a poetic verse, and I quote, "गुलामी में न काम आती हैं शमशीरें न तदबीरें, गुलामी में न काम आती हैं शमशीरें न तदबीरें, जो हो ज़ौक़े यकीन पैदा तो कट जाती है जंजीरें." Iqbal says, and I translate in English, in bondage, neither swords nor strategies work. They fail. They don't work. But when the fire of conviction awakens, then all chains of bondage are shattered, are cut. This is what Iqbal said decades ago. And these timeless words remind us that freedom is not won by force alone, but it is unwavering belief and commitment that breathes life into such heroic struggles. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 years ago, the courageous sons of Azerbaijan, under the bold and visionary leadership of my dear brother President Ilham Aliyev, rose to respond to the call of history. The world witnessed in awe as Azerbaijan's brave armed forces liberated their ancestral lands of majestic Karabakh. Throughout this entire struggle for liberation, Pakistan stood like a rock with its brotherly country, Azerbaijan, and will stand with our brothers and sisters in Azerbaijan for all time to come. Honorable guests, Azerbaijan's victory in Karabakh was a glorious vindication of a just and a fair cause, a beacon of hope for all nations around the globe, striving for sovereignty and self-determination, including the brave and resilient people of Gaza and Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. This year, the entire world witnessed how the great people and resolute leadership of Azerbaijan and Turkey stood firmly with Pakistan during the four-day war with India in May this year. Under the dynamic and fearless command of Field Marshal Sayyid Asim Munir, who is present here to witness this wonderful ceremony, Pakistan's highly professional armed forces delivered a bloody nose to our enemy with a precise and highly effective military punch that stunned the enemy into shock and disbelief. Our ever vigilant Air Force Hawks, ably commanded by Air Chief Marshal Zahir Babar Sidhu, shot down 7 highly sophisticated enemy aircrafts with lightning speed in defense of the motherland. Indeed, Pakistan, like our Azerbaijani and Turkish brothers, seeks peace, but let there be no doubt at all that no one can ever be allowed to challenge our sovereignty or undermine our territorial integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, today as we celebrate the past, we also look to the future with great hopes and aspirations. It is heartening to see the return of displaced families to their homes in Karabakh. My dear brother, Mr. President, it is also a great testament to your personal strong commitment to the welfare and progress of the people of Azerbaijan. The astounding speed of reconstruction under your leadership, Mr. President, in Shusha, the jewel of Karabakh, Khan Kendi, Fuzuli, Lachin, and all across the liberated territories of Karabakh is absolutely phenomenal and beyond imagination. Also, one of the most successful models of development is found in present-day Turkey, whose architect is none other than my dear brother President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who is also here as one of our very honorable guests to witness this great ceremony. I must express my sincere admiration for his visionary leadership that has transformed Turkey into a modern, progressive, strategic, and economic world power. Ladies and gentlemen, true victories lies not on the battlefield alone, but in building bridges of peace and understanding. My dear brother President Ilham Aliyev, I deeply admire your sagacious leadership that guided Azerbaijan on the difficult journey leading to peace with dignity and mutual respect between Azerbaijan and Armenia. Having secured a resounding military victory in Karabakh, Mr. President, you have now won peace through your outstanding, skillful diplomacy. Here, I must acknowledge and appreciate President Donald Trump for his exemplary leadership that culminated in the success of these peace efforts. It was President Trump's bold and decisive leadership that brought about the ceasefire between Pakistan and India, restoring peace in South Asia, averting a major war, and saving millions of people. Ladies and gentlemen, our common resolve for peace has most recently been tested in the case of Afghanistan. I am grateful to my dear brother President Recep Tayyip Erdogan for his invaluable contribution in facilitating the peace efforts between Pakistan and Afghanistan, along with the state of Qatar. This is a true reflection of the strong and time-tested fraternal ties between our countries that stand together through thick and thin. Ladies and gentlemen, while we celebrate victory today, we must also remember the fallen. May Allah rest the souls of the martyrs of this glorious struggle of Azerbaijan, who laid their life to reclaim their ancestral land with their blood and invaluable sacrifices. Their courage, fortitude, and sacrifice wrote an immortal chapter in annals of history that will continue to inspire generations for all time to come. And today, as the beautiful Khari Bulbul flowers bloom across the liberated lands of Karabakh, nurtured by the soil and enriched with the blood and sacrifice of those brave sons and daughters, they bring the glad tidings of peace and hope. May Allah Almighty grant our great nations the strength to continue marching resolutely towards a promising future of progress and prosperity. Pakistan, Azerbaijan Dosti Zindabad. Pakistan, Azerbaijan, Turkey, UAE Dosti Paindabad. Thank you all. Khuda Hafiz.
वज़ीर आज़म पाकिस्तान मियां मोहम्मद शहबाज शरीफ अज़रबैजान की यौम फ़तह की तकरीब से खिताब कर रहे थे। यौम फ़तह की तकरीब में शिरकत की दावत मेरे लिए बाइस इफ्तिखार है। वज़ीर आज़म ने अपने खिताब में कहा, पाकिस्तानी अवाम की तरफ से अज़रबैजान की हुकूमत और अवाम को मुबारकबाद पेश करता हूँ। पाकिस्तान, तुर्किया और अज़रबैजान तीन मुल्क हमारे दिल एक साथ धड़कते हैं। तीनों बरादर मुल्कों ने मुतादिद बार अपनी दोस्ती और यकजहती का सबूत दिया। वज़ीर आज़म शहबाज शरीफ ने अपने खिताब में कहा कि मार्का हक़ की कामयाबी के जश्न में अज़रबैजान के दस्ते की शिरकत अहमियत की हामिल थी। वज़ीर आज़म शहबाज